Hey, I am in Jamestown, Virginia, and it just so happens that I am a Rolfe descendant. My grandmother's maiden name is a Rolfe. She's Rolfe. And we have history on that side of the very first people that were here in Jamestown on the European side. But I'm also Powhatan, which is kind of neat. So I'm kind of 2-in-1, and it is funny how I feel a little bit torn being here, because I'm like, those colonial idiots, jerks. If you know the true Powhatan and Pocahontas story, it was really sad, and just all that went on here, and how she was taken to England against her will. It wasn't like the Disney movie, very young age, and died in childbirth over there, giving birth to Thomas, and then Thomas had Jane, and then on from there. So, but I am the Rolfe side too, so it's interesting. So this is actually a national park. Behind me right here is the James River, where they would have landed. I'm standing exactly in the middle of kind of the settlement right here. They have epic, huge trees here. Some of the original trees that were here hundreds of years ago. So the James River looks like a big bay. What they call a river is huge. It wouldn't be like a river in the Smoky Mountains. I'm gonna flip around real quick so I can zoom. So there's the river. You find these huge trees, these big ancient trees, all over the place. And some of the ruins of the colonists that were here, the brick buildings that were built in the 1700s, there's more over there. Little ruins of things. Really old forest, big open space. There was a lot more here hundreds of years ago. It's a huge monument that was erected in 1907 by the United States government, because this was the first permanent settlement in the United States, and this is the first place that any sort of government happened in the United States. Look at that. This is a cool tree. It's old as heck. What is this? Let's see. There's a lot of sweet gum here. This is not a sweet gum though. I don't know what it is. But look. Look, there's like a house inside. It's a huge tree. My kids have been going in some of these. A raccoon just came out over there. Saw what raccoon walk by. And we're like, oh, it's Mika from Pocahontas' raccoon from the movie. It's the ancestors still looking for the old ones. So the original fort, which is currently an active archaeological site, is right there. Do you see that? You can go in there, but we're not going to today. We were actually weren't planning on coming on this trip. We went to North Carolina to the beach. We went to the Outer Banks. We went to Hatteras Island, and we were in line for the ferry to Ocracoke Island, and it was going to take an hour, and so I was just mapping stuff how I do, and this is how I get myself into trouble. And I was like, oh, Jamestown's only like 4 hours away. So we got out of line for the ferry and did a U-turn and drove all the way up the Outer Banks and slept in Williamsburg last night at the Williamsburg Woodlands. Oh my gosh, what a place, you guys. It was amazing. And it was actually the cheapest place in town, I think, because it's so huge. They had so many empty rooms that they were just throwing out deals. It was amazing. Look at this sycamore. Majestic. It's huge. Huge. Beautiful. I'm hoofing it in this direction to show you kind of where you come in. There's also a church over here. And then again, that's where the fort is. And then that's where the river is. Looks like a big bay. So they sailed in here. And this is where that portion of it, colonial side of things. Which again, it's crazy how mixed I feel about that. I don't know. It's not a picture, it's a video. Goon children. Where's the boys? Oh, yonder. So that's where you get tickets to go into the archaeological site. Archaeological? Archaeology. Oh, Lord. And there's stuff, I don't know if there's a graveyard over, I don't know what's over there. I'm not going in there because you pay $15 to get into the national park here, and then you pay $15 more to get into what they're calling Jamestown Rediscovery. But if you're coming here on purpose, I can only imagine what those graves are. Well, you might have relatives in there. Who knows? And this is not where the Jamestown settlement is. They have a recreated, fully immersive interaction thing. We're not going to that either because we weren't planning on coming here. Woke up, went to Williamsburg, did a 1-hour little thing there, and then now we're in Jamestown. Now we're just gonna drive up 81 through the Shenandoah Valley back down home to the Smoky Mountains. And none of this was planned, so next time we'll come for like maybe a week or something. But that's what this looks like. That's what this is like in this area. Look at this. Boom. It says this monument was erected by the United States AD 1907 to commemorate the 300th anniversary of the settlement here. So in 1907, it was already, 300 years? Wow, what? It says Virginia Company of London, chartered April 10th, 1606, founded Jamestown and sustained Virginia, 1607 to 1624. And each side said something different. So, that's what's going on. Anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go. If you're over here, enjoy.
Now there's the first yodel on. There's the yodel on my back.